let's talk about two properties of definite integral. The first one is we have integral from a to b f of x dx. So this one, if you reverse the upper and lower limit, so this one is supposed to be from a to b. So if you reverse them from b to a, that produces a -1. So the description I have is reversing the upper and lower limit creates a negative. And of course, I will have an example to support that. And then the next one is you have a definite integral from a to c f of x dx. This one I have b between a and c. So that is the same thing as going from a to b first, and then you plus going from b to c. So this one is breaking down one integral into multiple integrals. So the function that I will be using is an upside down parabola. We have f of x equals to -x squared plus 4. So -x squared makes the parabola upside down, and then plus 4, you shift the vertex 4 units up from 0, 0 to 0, 4. So first of all, I would like to take the definite integral from -2 to 2 of the function -x squared plus 4. So the reason I stopped this for a second is I forgot to write the dx. So I'm going to do this. So I'm going to take this and then move this a little bit to the left. So that gives me some space to write down the dx. So dx, and then this one is a dx. So that is equals to, do you see that I reverse the -2 to 2? And then if I do that, that produces a -1 in front of the integral. So how come reversing the upper and lower limit creates a -1? So here is why. So we have a delta x. So do you still remember that? What is the delta x? The delta x is, before we learn definite integral, we draw rectangles under the curve to approximate the area, right? And then the delta x is the width of each rectangle, that is equals to the upper limit minus the lower limit divided by n, where n is the number of subintervals or subdivisions. So b is upper limit, a is a lower limit. That means b is greater than a. If you reverse them, then you are using a minus b. So you are using a smaller number minus a bigger number. As a result, that produces a negative. So that is why we have a negative in front of the integral when you reverse the upper and lower limit. So the next line, I will just do it without reversing the -2 and 2. So this one, what's the antiderivative of this? So the antiderivative is x, you add 1 to it, and then you put that in the denominator. Of course, you do not forget the minus or the negative. So this one, how do I know this is right? Oh, by the way, the antiderivative of 4 is equals to 4x. To check your work, simply take the derivative of that. That brings you back to the integrand. All right, and then such that x goes from -2 to 2, and then you use the fundamental theorem of calculus. So you have a -1/3, so you have 2 to the third power plus 4 times 2, so that is for the upper limit, and then you have a lower limit minus, you have a -1/3, you plug in a -2 to the third, and then plus 4 times -2, and then you work out the fraction, the common denominator, the plus minus stuff. You will end up with a 32 divided by 2. This is 32 divided by 3. This is the exact area under the curve, and then that is approximately equals to 10.7. So this is the area. So the total area under the curve is 32 over 3, which is approximately equals to -10.7. So what happened when you reverse that? So if you reverse this, so I'm going to do it right here. So if you reverse that, from 2 to -2, so from 2 to -2, f of x dx. You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to give myself a little bit of space, and then I will just do the explanation right over here. So let's box this and then move this down, so I have some space for myself. And then so you have integral from -2 to 2 f of x dx. So this one, we got the answer, that is equals to 32 over 3, right? And then we know that integral if we do this from 2 to negative 2, f of x dx, what is the area becomes? The area becomes negative 32 over 3. All right. And then this one is equals to, so this integral is equals to negative 1 times, you reverse them, so from 2 to negative 2, f of x dx. So do you see that we have a negative 1 times the reverse that there is a negative, right? So you have a negative 1 times negative 32 over 2. As a result, you have 30, I keep saying 32 over 2. It is supposed to be 32 over 3. Okay, and then the next integral that I have for you is for the second property. So now we have space to move this back up. So what do we get right here? So we have an integral from negative 2 to 2. So we have from negative 2 to 2, the function, and then this one, I break this down into two pieces. The first piece is from negative 2 to 0, and then the second piece is from 0 to 2. So the piece where you go from negative 2 to 0, let's take a look at what that equals to. So that one gives you what? That one gives you a negative 1/3 x to the third plus 4x. You know what? I will just write in another line. So from negative 2 to 0, negative x squared plus 4 dx, that is equals to negative 1/3 x to the third plus 4x. You take the derivative of that, you will be able to get back to the integrand from negative 2 to 0, and then you use the fundamental theorem of calculus. Of course, you plug in 0, everything is gone. We write it anyway, times 0 to the third plus 4 times 0. So that is for the upper limit, and then for the lower limit, you plug in a negative 2 plus 4 times negative 2. And then this one, what do you get? This one gives you a 16 over 3, which is approximately equals to 5.3. So that one from negative 2 to 0, that gives you a 16 over 3. And then this piece will give you 16 over 3 as well. So when you add them together, the 16 plus 16 gives you a 32. So this one, the other piece, when you go from 0 to 2, negative x squared plus 4 dx. So this one will give you 16 over 3. And then when you add them, so this one is 5.3 as well. When you add the 16 over 3 plus 16 over 3, so that gives you the sum, 32 over 3, which is what we got from the blue integral. So that is approximately equals to 10 point, and then the 666 is repeating. So when you do approximation, that is approximately equals to 10.7. I write this in case you ask me, hey, why 5.3 plus 5.3 is equals to 10.7? Because we have a bunch of 6, so approximate that to one decimal place, we have a 10.7. All right. Okay, so that is the end of this video. If you like it, give me a thumbs up, a subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Signing out.